One. Welcome to Under Two Capes. I'm Jared.
And I'm Lad.
And yes, your ears are right. We upgraded our gear finally.
That's right. Yes. It's you can hear me a little better now. We can have a better one-to-one communication here and just talk with each other.
Exactly. So today we're talking about a subject that's near and dear to Lad's heart.
Yes.
WonderBat.
Yes.
So, okay. So
I know Valentine's Day has just passed by, but so hopefully this won't be too late. We should have done that for Valentine's Day.
We should have done that.
Done a
I'm realizing I should have done like some SuperWonder thing.
Yeah. No, you mean WonderBat.
Don't test me, Lad. I can kick you out of the meeting. You know that, right?
I have the news docket for today. You kick me out or you don't get any news.
All right. So anyway, so those longtime listeners of the show know that I ship SuperWonder, and Lad, for some inconceivable reason, ships WonderBat.
Yes, that's right.
So I told Lad, come up with a loose argument on. We're gonna have a general discussion about my point of view, why WonderBat doesn't work, and Lad's point of view, why it works. And we're gonna we're gonna discuss the DCEU, DCU, DCAU, and all that. But first, actually, Lad has taken upon himself to collect a couple of news stories that we're going to talk about briefly before we get into that. So be sure to watch the entire episode as we first react to current news and pop culture, and B, watch me show extreme self-control while I try not to reach through this computer screen while Lad tries to defend WonderBat. Lad, yes. Take it away.
So welcome to News Time with Lad and Jared. Okay, we'll have to come with like a tune or something. We'll have a little piano riff. But all right, I'm gonna share my screen, guys, so everyone can check it out. Let's see.
What if I can deny you the right to screen share just for?
All right, is this like full? Is this fully up? Can you see this?
Yeah, it is. It is.
All right. So everyone, start off the news. We're gonna go through this kind of quick, a little fun discussion. Paramount Plus announced that Halo has been renewed for a second season before it even aired, and that's gonna be coming out probably next year, probably 2023.
That's a little presumptuous.
You think so?
We don't even know if the series is any good, and they're already saying we're gonna give you season 2. What happens if the show tanks?
It turns out Master Chief takes his helmet off in the second episode. He doesn't even wear the helmet anymore.
No, they'll pull a Masters of the Universe, and he'll be gone for the entire season from episode 1, and then he won't show up again until episode 5.
Yeah, like Cortana becomes the main character.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
But anyway, so here's the thing. I'm cautiously optimistic about this show because they changed some things about Halo. It's taking place in an alternate timeline, but it's Halo. And
yeah,
I'm going to give this show legitimately a chance. I'm going to give it the entire season. I'm not going to jump to quick conclusions episode by episode because I want to see, because if I don't like where the story is going, it could very well be that they have this epic ending that completely blows me away. And by the way, this will be what we're going to cover on ODSP when it shows up. So be on the lookout for that.
Definitely, yes.
So what do you think, Lad? Season 2 already?
I mean, I've seen a lot of shows lately. They announce a second season before even the first airs. I think it's kind of common-ish nowadays, but it's still a bold move. It means that they're confident in the initial reactions and stuff that hopefully it'll turn out well. I mean, hey, we shows here, March 24th is when season 1 drops. And we're going to be reviewing it and talking about it. Just in general for the show, I think it'll be exciting that it's in a separate timeline. I believe it's called the Silver Timeline. And
kind of a lazy name.
Yeah, but I think they'll be okay because that way they can just take the lore from the movie, the games, and kind of make their own world. I imagine a lot of the concepts are, still in place. We'll just have to see how the timeline works. Are the prophets in control, or is it kind of like we're at the very beginning of Halo and maybe things will play out?
I see the prophets in control in the trailer, so that's probably it. I do see.
Yeah.
Apparently, they have like a human that joins the Covenant and infiltrates humanity. So that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah. So that'll be cool. We'll go through it. I think it'll be fun. I think I wonder if they'll take it like a Mandalorian type route, or if it'll be like focusing on more characters. We'll just have to keep an eye out for it.
All right. Next story.
Our next story is our next story is Transformers news. So first of all, on our left, we have some of the early pictures from Transformers Rise of the Beasts coming next year theatrically. And a couple of days ago, it was announced that Rise of the Beasts will be the first film in a trilogy. And I assume focusing on the Beast era characters and some of the modern characters as well, since Optimus is there. But Jared, what do you think about that? We actually have some Transformers news, like, something to look forward to, because it's been kind of dead in the water for a while, ever since the Michael Bay films stopped happening and Bumblebee and the animated shows have been on the deep end. What do you think about this?
So, okay. Beast Wars is my favorite Transformers TV show of all time, bar none.
Yeah.
So the idea that we're getting 3 movies with Beast Wars characters mixing with the modern characters, I mean, that was my favorite part of Transformers Earthrise Kingdom.
Really?
So I'm like, this is like so awesome. Plus, I feel like they finally got their stride with Transformers, because in the Bayverse, they got progressively worse.
Right.
Then we get Bumblebee, which showed us what a good Transformers movie can be like.
Right.
So I feel like I'm very optimistic about this, particularly knowing that it's going to be a 3-movie like trilogy, because I'm thinking about, are they going to do a Unicron like thing? Because Unicron did play into Beast Wars.
Right.
That's what I'm wondering. Who do you think the big bad is going to be in this 3 series?
That's a good question. I don't know, because they could do Unicron, because he did show up there. I wonder, like, will it be more overarching, or is it going to be? Will it be something else? I'm not sure. I'm not as familiar with the Beast era as you are, Jared. So maybe you know more better than I do.
Okay, so who it could be? Because what they did is partway through like Beast Wars, like I'd say halfway through it, they started playing off like there's this alien being that's been watching Earth and the Transformers war, and it kidnaps Tigertron and Airraiser and merges them into one being. So could be that one. It could just be it's like the big bad is just a Megatron-like character. I pray to God they don't do another Megatron, because that's getting a little old right now.
Yeah, I think that's so for all we know, Megatron won't be in this movie, or not the G1 style. I think Predacon Megatron may be around, but
maybe. But of the characters that they said were in this movie, Megatron was not mentioned once.
Right.
So I'm like, well, thank you for giving me something original.
Yeah. I was kind of tired of Megatron showing up in every movie, but not being the main villain. They should just given him a rest. The Fallen, and then Sentinel Prime, and then Lockdown, and Quintessa, or Optimus was the main villain of the 5th movie, kind of.
Well, it's kind of funny. You make a good point. He was only the main villain in 1 movie.
Right.
He wasn't even in Bumblebee.
Yeah. Well, I think that was a good idea.
Was he? I think it was kind of in Bumblebee. Like
they never showed him actually in the Cybertron.
They never showed him.
They never showed him. They showed a lot of the other characters, but I think they very specifically held back on him. That's something to look forward to, I guess.
Well, I'm wondering if they bring in G1 Megatron, how they're going to explain him transforming into a gun that can be held by someone.
Yeah, I don't know what we'll see.
That was always a part of G1 that really messed with my head. I'm like, how does this work?
It's the mass shifting.
Lad, you're an engineer. How does that work?
The Transformers have a whole mass shifting technology where they can shrink. Use it? We'll have to discuss that in another episode. That's a whole topic of itself to get into. But
what's this weird animation style that I'm seeing?
Let's talk about this. So right now, it's been a while since we had Transformers animated TV shows are primarily aimed at younger audiences, but they can really be entertaining for older audiences as well. Like Transformers Prime must be a notable example that people can go back and look forward to, check it out. But this is our latest show we're gonna be getting. It's gonna be airing on Nickelodeon this fall, and it's Transformers Earthspark, and it's about Transformers, Autobots, and Decepticons on Earth. The humans kind of like adopt the Autobots into their family, and it's gonna be just a new take on the Transformers adventure. And yeah, the animation style is a bit odd, but I kind of like it a little bit. It's a little G1-esque, but a little futuristic, and the CGI, especially on like Alita 1. That's Alita 1 in the top left.
Yes, I was like, I knew you from somewhere. Wait, quick question. What is that on Optimus's shoulder?
That's a good question, actually. That's an interesting symbol.
Because I see the Autobot logo like really small, but but what is that other part?
You're right. And look, and I'm not sure if you can see my mouse, but there's also one on Alita 1's chest as well.
Are they redoing the Autobot logo?
It might be some sort of a variation. Or maybe it'll be like when they first arrive on Earth, like that's the Cybertronian version, but when they come to Earth, it'll be more the classic one, maybe, like it'll change.
I do like, by the way, how they're finally having Alita 1 go to Earth, because as far as I know, she's never gone to Earth.
Yeah. I wonder if they'll be in an Optimus and her will be in a relationship, or what's the deal with Transformers? I'm not sure.
Fun fact. So when he was Orion Pax, they were together. But in Kingdom, in like the animated Transformers series on Netflix, they hint that it was a love triangle among her, Optimus, and Megatron.
That's kind of funny. And they're robots, so I question some
That's
of this.
kind of that could be a reason why Megatron hates Optimus. He got the girl.
Oh boy.
So yeah, but okay.
This is more intended for younger audiences, but you know, I'll probably check it out. It's a 26 episode season, so it'll be exciting. We'll keep an eye out for that. But there's one more important part of news here, and this is genuinely a surprise to me, folks, because Lad would not show me this before we start recording. No. This isn't my surprise news, but it's something it's something I forgot to mention though to you. So it is a surprise. But in next year or 2024, they're gonna be doing a CG animated Transformers theatrical film.
Really?
You know, like the 1984 movie, right?
That was straight up killed everyone.
I don't think they're gonna do it like that, but so here's the backstory. For years, it's been rumored that they were considering doing a G1 style animated movie that shows the war on Cybertron and the origins of the Transformers before the Michael Bay films, like all the war, like basically a movie that was like the Bumblebee Cybertron scenes. Like, so
you're telling me it's a war movie, but Transformers? Yeah, a Transformers. That is the greatest idea. I can't believe they haven't done it before. Well, they kind of did with the Netflix shows, but still.
Right. A Transformers movie that's focusing on Transformers, not those fleshly human people.
Thank you.
And it's been rumored for a while, but now this is the first time they've mentioned it recently, and looks like we're gonna be getting it. And this could actually be really good, especially the response to the Bumblebee Cybertron scenes. I think pushed this. Like that could be an insanely awesome movie, dude. Like basically pure Transformers stuff, lore, backstory, none of that human stuff that's just thrown in there for no reason.
Because no one who really goes to Transformers for the humans? Of course, Lad raises his hand. Of course.
I'm just joking. But the robots are the best part.
You know what's kind of funny? I think in the DS game they completely eliminate the humans.
Right. I think you may be right. Oh boy.
And so ironically, the story was better.
Yep. So we have a lot of good stuff from Transformers. Look forward to new animated show, animated movie, and a trilogy of live action Beast era movies. Looks like we should be pretty good hands with Transformers for the time being. Right. So
what's the next story?
I'm going to move on to our next story, where we're talking that Sonic 3 has been confirmed for development, and Sonic 2 comes out in April. We'll be reviewing that. it looks really good. Knuckles and
It
everyone
looks
else
fantastic. Oh gosh,
looks so great. I love Eggman. Jim Carrey's doing a great job with him.
spot on.
And also like a bit of a weird point, but they said that they're doing an original Knuckles series with Idris Elba. That's how you pronounce it, right? Idris Elba.
I thought, or something like
Idris
that.
Elba, you're right. Idris Elba can be on Paramount Plus along with Halo and other stuff. That's gonna be a big deal because it could be live action looking like Knuckles is here, or it could be animated, but it's gonna be the same voice actor, so it's gonna be in the Sonic movie universe. That'll
What's
be
kind of
really
funny
exciting.
is that when I heard Idris was cast as Knuckles, I was the first like, yeah. But then after, because I grew up in the games, and I'm like,
Right.
actually, that's not a bad voice.
He was really insanely good in that trailer.
Yeah, that trailer sounded it sounded like Knuckles.
It sounded like Knuckles, so that's exciting. So we're gonna get a Sonic trilogy
So
of
pumped.
movies.
A
So
lot. Did you see the first movie?
I did. It was great.
Okay, good. Yeah. It was so. Can you imagine if we got the other version of Sonic?
No, please.
If they hadn't changed it, that would have been, oh my gosh.
That would have been so bad. Yeah. So we'll keep an eye out on this, guys. Yeah, this is more of a shorter announcement for this one, but now we'll jump ahead into the next piece of news. Almost at the end here, guys. But TMNT. I've been a big fan of TMNT for a long while. So many good animated series, but right now we were in a bit of a lull period with no shows or movies. But in 2023, we're gonna get a new animated CG animated TMNT movie, and this is some of the concept art on the left here. Looks like a more like a skinny style design for the turtles. I'm kind of okay.
Jacked monsters from the live action Michael Bay movie.
They were so jacked and like,
how much do you lift?
Right. It was I kind of like those movies. I will say that I like those movies. I kind of like them, but it was kind of weird in live action. But if you wanted to do a live action movie, I think they did a good job with it. It doesn't look campy like the classic, treasured movies.
The greatest TMNT movie I've ever seen is the animated TMNT movie. Now, where they turned Raph into Batman. That was amazing. I had the video game, and that's the only game I've ever played where I've gotten 100% complete.
Wow. It's pretty impressive.
Every achievement, Brady.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's great. Hopefully
I used to only play as Night Watcher.
Yes. So TMNT has a lot of really great lore. So hopefully this movie is cool. It's like the last, animated TMNT movie.
And I may or may not have in my possession a comic book signed by Kevin Eastman.
Oh, nice.
You were there when I got it, lads. It's that Dark Knight Returns #1, signed by Kevin Eastman. It's a cover done by him. It's a very.
I remember that now. That's great. That is cool. Yeah, no, TMNT is great. The comics are cool. And quickly also they said they're gonna be doing villain-focused TMNT films for Paramount Plus exclusively. So maybe like a Shredder origin movie or some of the like other villains. That could be really good.
Give me a Shredder movie. That's all I want right now.
So that's our last official piece of news for the news docket. But I have one more piece of news. This is the one. Everybody.
This is the one that even I don't know about.
And I didn't tell Jared about this. And I didn't tell him I was pulling this stunt on the podcast, but I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna get some flack for this, or maybe not. But coming to Paramount Plus is a movie that I am super excited for. It is the Blue's Clues.
Oh my gosh!
Movie where they're gonna have all three of the hosts together, like Spider-Man No Way Home style.
Oh my gosh!
They're gonna be hosting. They're doing like a musical or something, and they're all teaming up together.
It looks so weird with Blue being there with the live action adults.
Oh man, it's like
dude, no, it's Blue from Home.
Yeah, Blue's Clues No Way Home, Blue's Clues Home.
Oh my gosh,
it's weird because I grew up watching it as a kid. Because you probably watched them. You watched Blue's Clues, right, Jared?
Yeah, when I was a kid.
yeah, when you were a kid, I'm just joking. I may just check it out, but I just thought it was funny because this is Steve over on the left, and he's gotten older, obviously 25 years later, but he's like detective style dressed up. And then there's Joe over on the right, and the newest actor here is in the middle. But I just thought it was really funny because when they rebooted the show recently, there was so much talk on Twitter with people saying they grew up with Blue's Clues and it was really cute. And they had all the three actors together on the show at one point. And I just thought it was really funny just that they announced this with everything else. So I had to include it. And it's so cute.
Wow. I can't believe that on Under Two Capes, a show where we've talked about Darkseid War and Zack Snyder's Justice League, you bring up Blue's Clues.
We just got a letter. We just got a letter. Yeah. So we are gonna that. I just thought that was fun news. So yeah, definitely. If you have nephews or nieces, or you're excited
WonderBat
yourself,
sucks.
like me,
WonderBat sucks. I see why you do that.
You can check out this movie some point in the future. Right? So all right. So that finishes my news segment for today.
Boy, am I glad I don't have younger siblings.
I got plenty of younger siblings to make an excuse to watch the movie.
Oh, your excuse.
Yeah.
Mr. Adam West Batman.
Oh boy. So yeah.
All right. So now we're
talking.
All right, yeah. So great picking those stories and pulling a fast curveball on me.
Yep.
I was not expecting Blue's Clues, bro. Of all the things you could have picked. Geez. All right. So now we're going to talk about the main topic, WonderBat. So, little background. This ship kind of got like more traction. I mean, it existed, but it got more traction with JL and JLU because there was like a flirty relationship between Batman and Wonder Woman for no reason. I always have to put in those addendums for no reason because there really was no reason.
Why would there be no reason? We'll get into that.
Because it makes no sense.
Okay, go ahead and continue introducing the topic.
So, and there's been certain hints about WonderBat, like BVS and Zack Snyder's Justice League, but they didn't do anything beyond that. So I'm like, but here's the thing. And I've maintained this. My entire position on this is that as an Elseworlds concept, it's fine as an Elseworlds because then you can change all these characters however you want to make it better reflect that. It'd be kind of cool to see like an older, more murderous Wonder Woman that's like with Ben Affleck. That would actually be kind of cool. They take machine guns and start mowing down criminals.
Oh no! Machine tranquilizers, right?
No, machine guns.
No, I think that's worse. Turn that off.
All right. So anyway, yeah, it's been a thorn in my side as a DC fan for so long.
Oh, really?
Kind of fun. So what DC recently did is they had this series called like Brave and the Bold, I think, where Batman and Wonder Woman go to like this alternate dimension for like a couple of years or something. They almost kiss, and then Batman goes, "This can't happen. This will never happen." That's the funny part. Whenever they get close to something, Batman or Wonder Woman will say, "No, it's not going to work."
Yeah.
So at one point, so let me ask you this, lad: do you really ship these two, or are you just trying to mess with me?
I don't even remember how it started. Like, I don't know if I was just trying to mess with you at first, or if I actually liked it. I don't even remember anymore. But I actually now. I actually do like them. I do like them together. I mean,
it makes sense with you because DCAU. So
yeah. Here, can you push Batman into frame? Your Lego Batman into frame right there. Just push it in between. Yeah, right there. Yeah, there you go. Now we can see the man of the hour.
Much better. All right. So anyway, so it's just like now. Let me be clear. There have been Elseworld stories where it's happened and it's been cool, like Dark Knight's Death Metal. They did like one of the evil Bat people. I say Bat people because it was a woman. Shows up and like Wonder Woman's fighting her and goes, "Oh, you're a very skilled warrior," and then the essentially Batwoman, I forget exactly what she was. I think she was like a play off of Batman the Drowned, which was a female Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
But anyway, she goes, "Oh yeah, I was trained by my mother, you, and my father, Batman." I was like, okay. And also, so remember Lad in Metal, the Batman that looked like the God of War?
Yeah.
He was with Wonder Woman and on his Earth.
Oh, okay.
And what happened is Hades killed Wonder Woman, and now it's what made Batman take the war helm. And then here's the no WonderBat thing. So Wonder Woman turns out to be alive. She tries to take the helmet, and Batman kills her.
Well, you know,
So I'm like,
that's an Elseworld.
Yeah,
That's an Elseworld.
Now, all right, Lad, I want you to give me like, why do you think WonderBat works? Because I'm still not convinced, despite being a huge fan of the Bruce Timm DC animated universe and the Snyderverse.
Oh, I'd like first of all like to thank Mr. Speaker for giving me the floor. And my next segment, I'd like to talk about why the evidence for Wonder Woman and Batman. And I'd like to present evidence 1A from the table.
It's called Exhibit.
Is it called Exhibit?
It's called Exhibit
I'll call
A.
whatever I want, Mr. Judge. You don't tell me who I am.
Order!
Condemned in court.
Okay. Bailiff, take him away.
No, okay, fine. I'll behave myself. So I actually do ship Wonder Woman and Batman together, and I think they're actually it's a cool pair. And a lot of this, you know, I know Jared will say that they don't really belong together. They're not a good ship. They don't work well. Superman works better with Wonder Woman. They have their own comic books.
Because the comic showed it.
They have, and that comic book run, Superman, Wonder Woman, was really good and really convinced me that they make a really great ship. But I think there is a lot of evidence for why Batman and Wonder Woman work together well. And they've shown it to us many times.
Give me a piece of evidence. Let's go.
Okay. So, and all my sources are trust me, bro. Okay, just to put this out there, so everyone realizes how serious this is. Okay,
aren't you still in college? You can't say trust me, bro. Trust me, professor. Trust me, professor. Okay, this person totally said that.
So I'm saying that I really like the concept that Batman is like the embodiment of darkness. Like he is a superhero. He saves the day, but he embodies darkness or vengeance. If you see the latest movie,
I am the knight. I am not interested in Wonder Woman.
Oh man, and you know, Batman, he saves the day, but he embodies darkness, like fear. You know, the bat, the symbol of, you know, he's like symbol of fear in Gotham City to scare the villains, and he comes in the middle of the night and he will fight against them, and he's usually a pretty brutal guy, and he has a lot of trust issues with other people, and he doesn't trust a lot of people. You know, the whole Agamomo, no, what's the protocol? The Tower of Babel protocol, kind of
I forget the exact name for it, but yeah, the whole I have plans to kill everyone, including Wonder Woman.
Right, that I was talking about. You know, he has trust issues, definitely, but that is who he is. That's his character. And Wonder Woman, on the other hand, over here, she is like the embodiment of light and truth. I know she's not as noble as Superman necessarily, but she is out and open. You know, she doesn't wear a mask. She has a secret identity, but she's very much in the public eye. She comes from a warrior island. She heroically saves the day wearing the blue armor or gold armor. And she's really the, you know, symbol of truth. And she has the lasso of truth, you know, like honesty, hope, you know, bring the best parts of humanity. And part of that is learning to trust the humans and males, because she grew up on the female centric island. And I think that's a really big difference between the two of them. They're both heroes, but they both are, you know, opposite ends of a magnet. They're just so, you know, opposed to each other. And I think that you can really play off a fun, interesting storyline, seeing what happens if two of those characters fall in love with each other, that they can that relationship work where they're the opposites of each other. That
I'm going to answer that for you right now. No.
Mr. Senator Liuzzi, I did not give you the floor.
I am not the senator. I am the Speaker of the House in this scenario, and I control the House rules.
Oh, really? Oh, really? You instead of the gavel, you have the Atlantean trident.
Wait! That's a good idea. Yeah. That's a good idea. Hang on.
Yeah.
Bang, bang,
bam, bam. Yeah.
I'm gonna hold this. I don't know why I don't hold this more for episodes because this looks so badass.
Yeah, you can just lean on the table when you get tired of it. But yeah, I think they have such a two opposite ends of a magnet, and I think that they can really have a cool relationship together. Just like Batman learning to trust other people and not embody the darkness. Like he can be a dark character, but he doesn't have to let that consume his life. And I think Wonder Woman can really show him that, ability to trust others and the light side of everything.
So you mind if I retort?
Yes.
All right. So that argument you just gave me, say you could apply that to Superman. What I mean is, okay, so Batman is best friends with Clark Kent. Am I correct?
Right. Yeah.
So I'm like, what difference does it? So like this way, he's been friends with Clark since their earliest comic books. They've been, they're like you and me, dude. Even though you angered me with this WonderBat thing. And this is why I encounter a lot of issues with the WonderBat fandom, because what they seem to think is that just by being in a relationship with Wonder Woman is going to make Batman more hopeful. The problem with that is that he's been best friends with Superman, who is the embodiment of hope in the DC universe. Nothing has happened. He still is dark, if anything, getting darker. So I fail to see why sleeping with Wonder Woman is going to make him happier.
No one said sleeping with Wonder Woman.
Actually, it's not. But I'm saying in a romantic relationship, how is that going to have a different effect than being best friends with Superman for so long? And one more thing, in terms of he learns to trust people, that's what the Bat family's for. He still is learning to work with people.
Well, the Bat family is always around, but sometimes you got to make things interesting and push them to the side a little bit.
Well, that's what Batman does, and then they eventually say, "Dude, you don't have to do this alone, and you can't do this alone. We're here for you. Get over it."
Actually, sir, the comic book sale says that Batman can do this alone.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. I didn't see that one coming. Nice retort.
That's another discussion. But
your retort, fine, sir. Bang, bang, bang.
No, it's true. Superman has that sense of learning to trust other people, but I think that Batman I think it's really fun to see like Batman, like darkness, and then Wonder Woman, the light, and seeing them if that can work together. And I think not necessarily I think that'd be fun and exciting to see. And I think we'll talk about a few times when it's happened now to show that I think it'd just be a really fun concept to explore.
All right. So if you're going to mention Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, I have 2 points on that.
Oh, really?
Number one is Wonder Woman was 18 in that show and Batman's 40. That is creepy.
No one has ever talked about, I never knew that was the case.
Well, Dwayne McDuffie begs to differ. God rest his soul. When he was alive, he said, I basically wrote her like she was 18. More or less like that. And Batman's been like mid-30s, early 40s. So that is really creepy. That is, even if he's in the 30s, that is quite an age
You're
gap.
just trying, and how's it? Okay, Mr. Jared. First of all, Mr. Liuzzi, please. First of all,
King Liuzzi, I have the trident,
King
sir.
Liuzzi, Mr. Speaker. First of all, I believe that she definitely seemed older than 18, and they can say that she's 18, that's fine. But either way, she grew up in a warrior culture where I'm pretty sure you become an adult way younger than like our American society is. So I don't think that's as much of an issue. And second of all, how is Superman any better dating Wonder Woman than in your eyes? If like
he didn't date her in the DC animated movie in the DCAU.
And
Remember,
Batman didn't date her either.
Well, the whole WonderBat thing is based on the DCAU. What I mean is that, remember, in the new 52, they made everyone younger.
Oh, really?
It made everyone younger. That was the key point of the new 52. Younger, more relatable heroes. That's how they can put Superman with Wonder Woman. Because guess what? They were all relatively the same age. And also, so Wonder Woman's immortal. Eventually, Batman's gonna die. Whereas Superman, guess what? He ages significantly slower because, as Jor-El said, his cells are like are nourished by the yellow sun. I just recently saw Man of Steel. So anyway, so he's going to be there significantly longer, to the point where I'm actually citing my sources instead of saying, trust me, bro. Action Comics 1000, where
really?
one of the stories is Superman returns to Earth I know it's like it's like around 3 billion years later.
Yeah.
And he looks fine. So I'm like, okay, so it's kind of funny. Batman shows up. He's got like the Bane suit, but it's the Lazarus pit.
Yeah. That'd be great.
And no, he doesn't have anything. He's like, I survived. How did you survive? Because I'm Batman.
Because I'm Batman. Yeah.
I invented an anti-age cream that I rubbed on my face, and I'm all good.
Yeah, it's part of that black mascara he puts underneath his eyes, for his mask and everything.
If we're taking Battinson. But anyway, so that's it's just, see, again, here's my point. Mainstream DC, it doesn't work because, yes, okay, I see the opposites attract thing. I see where you're going with that. But the thing is that ultimately people are too different, because here's the thing about Batman and Wonder Woman. They're coming from two diametrically opposed ideologies. And what do I mean by that? So Wonder Woman is about, you always have to like trust people, and like you should be willing to open your circle of trust. Batman has a big problem doing that. In fact, guess what? In Tower of Babel and in Justice League Doom, when they found out Batman had like these contingency plans, guess who was on the side to boot him out of the league?
Who?
Wonder Woman.
Really?
He doesn't take betrayal well, dude.
I mean, it's not betrayal. It's more just like security measures.
And by the way, don't tell me, well, they rebooted. He doesn't have those contingency plans. Yes, he does. It was established in Rebirth.
Oh, really?
I kid you not. So what happens in Rebirth is the new 52 Superman dies. We already established that. We did the storyline. So the pre-Flashpoint Superman shows up and he takes place in the league. And then he starts talking about Batman having contingency plans. And then Cyborg literally turns to Batman and goes, so do you have those? And then Batman's like, yes. And then Simon Bowser's like, oh, come on.
Man.
But my point is, look this way, any hope that I saw that Batman and Wonder Woman could be remotely good together died with Tower of Babel, because Wonder Woman does not take betrayal well.
And what about that time? What about that time when Superman, like started killing all the Justice League members in Injustice?
I'm glad you mentioned that. That was a different Wonder Woman, because in a prequel comic. All right, so here's what happened in your prequel comic. I'm going to give you the Jared summary, okay? So they played off the movie. And what I mean by that is that it's taking place during World War II this time and not one. You even have a panel that's like a panel recreation of the No Man's Land scene, which was amazing. By the way, I will say this, in the Snyderverse, all three of the Trinity got amazing moments. Superman with the not impressed, Batman with that warehouse scene, and Wonder Woman with No Man's Land. So I just want to throw that in there. I think we can both agree on that. So anyway.
I think, that's fair.
So anyway, so Steve Trevor crashes and brings her to Man's World. That whole thing happens. So she goes to Man's World, but she doesn't have the lasso. This is the key plot point. So eventually they find out they need a weapon that can help them end World War II. So Wonder Woman goes, there's this lasso at home. Let's go get it. So they hop in a boat and they go to Themyscira. Steve Trevor shoots an Amazon to try and steal the lasso. Turns out Steve Trevor's a Nazi spy.
Really?
And then Wonder Woman strangles him with the lasso.
Huh.
This is a significantly darker Wonder Woman who is actually more aligned with the Injustice Superman.
Yeah.
In fact, here's the thing. In the Injustice movie, here's an interesting point here. She actually turned against Superman. Spoiler alert, but the Injustice movie doesn't seem like a movie I think you'd see last.
Oh, really? Yeah. I saw clips of it.
No, but the point is that she turned against him because that was more or less a classic Wonder Woman. Because she was like, I thought all these things were like a temporary madness, but now I see it's like you've been corrupted. So again, so my point is with Injustice, that's a different version of Wonder Woman, bro. And by the way, that Batman would never date that Wonder Woman. Oh hell no.
Oh yeah.
That one's more on the extreme of the we don't kill ever person, and Wonder Woman kills people. Wonder Woman killed Huntress by strangling her with the lasso.
Yeah.
So
okay,
that's my point on the Injustice.
I mean, okay, but look, I'm thinking of times like maybe you talk about storyline reasons why it doesn't work together, logic, other things like that. But I present,
because that's the way argument works with logic.
I present something better than that, is like actually like emotion and like feelings. And I want to talk about times like in the Justice League animated universe where we saw Batman and Wonder Woman really having a bit of a relationship starting to pop up here and there.
Okay, so here's my point on that. Because I recently listened to an interview with Susan Eisenberg. She was the voice of Wonder Woman in that show and pretty much every other non-movie iteration of Wonder Woman, because she's fantastic as a character. She was even the Injustice Wonder Woman. But anyway, so what she said is that basically the way she saw it, she didn't see them actually settling down, having a family, and having an actual relationship. She saw WonderBat as more of that flirtatious, like that flirtatious thing they did in the show. It's like she would flirt with him, he would not flirt with her.
I see.
That's pretty much what she saw it as. So I saw where you were going with that.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, remember, that Batman rejected Wonder Woman. He goes, no, dating with the team doesn't work. And second, you're an immortal Amazon from a paradise island. I'm a rich kid with issues.
Right.
So Batman himself has rejected Wonder Woman every single time.
I don't know. I mean, okay, I would
except
like
for the Dark Multiverse. And it's
okay, so
all the evil timelines.
I didn't want to have to do this, guys, but I'm gonna have to present evidence, Exhibit A, then to really try to move people. Jared's trying to use his logic here to try to convince people. I'm gonna present evidence A by sharing my screen of a pivotal scene from the Justice League animated series. If I can get it to work properly, I'm gonna try this.
You're not gonna play a clip, are you?
I'm gonna play a clip. I will.
Oh, I know which clip you're gonna play. Is it that one where they want a stakeout?
Yes, the one on the stakeout scene. And
that's the one where he rejects her. What are you talking about? You're giving me my own example.
Is it okay? I don't think we can. We're transformative media. I don't think we'll get copyright. I'm gonna go for it.
That's fine. We're not monetized yet, so it's not exactly gonna affect me.
So I'm affect you. Yes, Jared will take the fall for this.
No, it won't affect me. See, that's Lad's job in Comics League. He's the fall guy.
I'm the fall guy.
It's funny. So I saw a flash of Blue's Clues, by the way. That was hilarious.
I don't know if I can get, I'm not sure if I'm able to get the audio working on this. I'm not sure if there's like a special option for it or something like that.
When you shared your screen, did you click the check mark that said share audio?
Here, let me just try doing that again.
Click the share button, and then with the window that pops up, there should be a thing on like the bottom left corner that says share audio.
I see. Share sound. Yeah.
Okay. Play a short clip because I don't want this being taken down.
Yeah. It's only like I think a minute long or something like that.
Yeah.
I
know exactly what you're doing. This is the exact scene that I was citing.
Yeah. So it's 1 minute long. We're gonna jump into. I'm gonna leave it like a little bit shrunk like this. So, how's that? You can hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it.
So,
patience, Princess.
They're in a stakeout.
Intergang moves in mysterious ways.
Tell me about it. What use could they possibly have for the Rosetta Stone?
We'll find out soon enough. And in the meantime...
I know. Patience.
See, Wonder Woman kind of like seeing like all these happy couples go in and out while they're on the stakeout.
Iceberg
Don't
Lounge,
you ever
by
wish
the
you
way.
were down there?
I'm down there all I need to be.
Yes, but it's just a job to you. I'm talking about going down there and having some fun. Maybe with someone special. No dating for the Batman. It might cut into your brooding time.
Only
1.
one.
Dating
Wait.
within the team always leads to disaster.
You know, for
2.
example.
You're a princess from a society of immortal warriors. I'm a rich kid with issues. Lots of issues. And 3. If my enemies knew I had someone special, they wouldn't rest until they'd gotten to me through her.
Oh, jeez.
Next.
Pause.
All right.
You two
So-
just literally gave me ammunition, bro.
I know, but that's okay because I'm trying to pull up the heartstrings, the masses with that evidence I just presented. And this was an important clip because we see one woman, she's, understanding the world around her. And I think she has, she kind of cares about Batman. Obviously, everyone on the team cares for each other.
Well,
but
I'm fine with it's kind of funny. They did play off in the comics like every man on the Justice League is in love with Wonder Woman at some point.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's not exactly hard it's hard to believe, right?
But look here, it's more than just objectifying one woman. This is like one woman cares something.
Trying to objectify her. Don't you dare accuse me, sir.
No,
I have the gavel. I have the gavel.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying
clang,
just
clang.
I assume Barry, but one woman is she's her own character. She's a unique person. She's a warrior. She's not just anyone. And she's in this series we see a little bit of her caring for Batman in different ways. And she definitely has a little bit of a thing for him. But look, I know you say that Batman said that, it can't work out because of all these issues, but the reason he says those things is because he does care for her and he feels maybe a little bit of something also. Like he's using that as an excuse not to let people in.
I'm not disputing that they don't have feelings for each other because that version of Batman and Wonder Woman clearly have feelings for each other. I'm not disputing that whatsoever. Plus, Superman's with Lois Lane in this universe, so that can't exactly happen. My point, I am no way am I disputing that they have feelings for each other in this universe. What I'm disputing, what I'm actually affirming is that Batman doesn't act on it because he knows not going to work. I actually forgot a couple of reasons that he brought up. The supervillains knew that I was with someone, they would kill her. Mm-hmm. It's like, one, dating in the team always leads to a disaster. He knows from personal experience with Batgirl.
Right. Mm-hmm. Okay, but look here. I know it's just in this universe, but I'm saying that this universe example works into any storyline, that this can happen, that this is something
Dark Knight Returns.
That people,
Batman with a machine. You said every storyline, dude.
I think that we could see this more in real life, that we could, in newer stories, that people may be interested in this storyline of Batman and Wonder Woman together. And I think this is a really cute example of seeing their relationship. Like Batman, it is very much in Batman's character to make all those excuses because he's very scared of letting anyone into his life because he doesn't want to lose anyone. He doesn't want to lose her. So
here's the other point that I want to bring up. In the comics, when Batman was ready to move into a relationship, who did he go for? Who did he go for, lad?
I don't remember.
It starts with a C.
Clark?
Oh my gosh. Catwoman.
I think that's Wonder Woman.
That's when he asked Catwoman to marry him.
But that was in the comics.
Well, that's what all this is based upon.
I know, but still, I mean, Batman fell in love with a million people in the comics, though.
Let me put it this way: if Batman intended to be with Wonder Woman, don't you think he would have done that in Batman Begins after he retired and didn't have to worry about supervillains tracking him down?
I guess.
Exactly. I mean, he knows it wouldn't work. Here's the other difference. Here's ultimately why SuperWonder works and WonderBat doesn't. Superman, Kal-El and Clark are the same person. Diana Prince and Wonder Woman are the same person. Bruce Wayne and Batman are two different people. In fact, it's been posited that Bruce Wayne is the actual mask and Batman is the guy.
Right.
So really, that's why it doesn't work, because ultimately she wouldn't be she's not dating Bruce Wayne. She's not dating the whole guy. She's dating the persona. In fact, the way I always took that in that DCEU is that she was in love with the idea of Batman, the mystery of Batman. Not as, because remember, according to Joanna McDuffie, she's like 18 years old, and like or not, if you're an adult in any society, you're still like curious,
right?
So really, what I think that led to is that it was really the way I took that was she was just liking the mystery of Batman, because girls always go for the mysterious dude.
That's not necessarily true.
Yeah, it is. Ask any of my girlfriends, dude. And by girlfriends, I mean friends that are girls.
Yes. But okay, listen. I think that there can be a lot of negatives to it, like you said, but I think that it's something that needs to be considered. That I think it's really fun concept, like the darkness. And yeah, you're right that Batman has two sides to him. Batman has two sides to him, but I think that's something that he learns from the rest of the Justice League and maybe from Wonder Woman, that sense of he doesn't have to be two different people, that he doesn't have to embody the darkness, and he can, be just like himself and not like all the brooding and evil.
That's what Dick Grayson was trying to teach him, and guess what? He hasn't worked. So that's my point. People keep bringing up what Wonder Woman can teach Batman that Dick Grayson or Superman or any of these other characters have been trying to teach Batman his entire life, even in the DCAU, and it hasn't done anything. So I highly doubt that dating Wonder Woman is going to change it.
I think it could. I think it can make a difference.
How?
I think it can. Anyway, listen, I think that it's just because it hasn't worked before doesn't mean it can't work now. And listen, I think it's a fun concept, and that people will just want to learn more of. And that's why I'm going to play a second clip for us to show the idea of Batman and Wonder Woman has continued into the present day.
And by the way,
live action.
Oh yeah, is this a scene where they're in the Batcave and their hands touch when they go for the mouse?
In the Batcave.
That's in Elseworlds where Batman becomes more hopeful,
and they're seeing
that's more realistic.
So it's like a 10-second clip. I'm going to show this here.
Well, first off, I'm happy watching any clip from the Snyderverse. So carry on, sir.
More or more less?
Let's see, right here.
He said he'll fight with us?
More or less.
More or more less?
Probably more or less.
He said no.
He said no.
Atlanteans can be tricky. My people went to war with them once. I'm not sure we can trust him.
And if we're gonna do this, you're gonna need to be open to more things that we have.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry. That's okay.
Don't worry about it. It happens.
See?
So
no, okay. And that's just like a bit of like a joke. Just a little bit of a joke there. Not like super serious, but there's other scenes in the the live action universe where we see Batman and Wonder Woman have a little bit of a thing, like, because the two of them are really the founding members of the Justice League.
This Superman, Justice League,
yeah, in this version of it, because Superman died, so the two of them are really working together to set everything up. And we see them in the Batcave working on, and Alfred hanging out with them, of course, third wheeling. But
Alfred trying to show Wonder Woman how to make tea. That was the best. That was the greatest That was one of the best Bat hanger scenes ever.
Right. And we see scenes where, like, Wonder Woman really cares for him and worried that he's going to get himself killed. Like in the final battle, she, realized Batman's going to like basically kamikaze to try to save the day. And she, alerts everyone to make sure that they save. Huh?
That was in the Whedon cut that he was going to kamikaze himself. That's why it made no sense.
Okay, well, it still happened. And even in the JL, this version of it, we see like, they have their moments together, and it's not like necessarily super serious, but it's still there. And because, like you said, Clark has Lois, and
by the way, if you're using the Snyderverse as an example, if the nightmare scenes that we got when Cyborg interfaced with the console gave us anything, this doesn't turn out well for Wonder Woman.
Listen, I know it doesn't turn out well for Wonder Woman, but it's okay. And I think that
it's okay that she gets killed by Darkseid or Superman.
I think that we've looked at different evidence, and I think it's just a really cool concept to see the two of them together, because they really have a lot to learn from each other, and Batman does things that is logical. He doesn't trust people, and he can really learn to do that. And I think that they have different perspectives in the world, of Wonder Woman being from the Amazonians, that whole culture they're built up around not trusting other people. And Batman is a kind of the same way. I know they're opposites, but they also have a lot in common. They both were, grew up learning to doubt others, to not trust anyone else. And that's something that they both can learn together, that they have to learn to trust other people in their lives.
Well, Wonder Woman already learned the lesson of trust men from Steve Trevor when he brought her to Man's World.
But we don't like Steve Trevor. We've determined that.
Trust me, I really don't like that character.
Yeah.
But the point is that she already learned that lesson. Second off, here's my question. You've told me basically what Batman gains from a relationship with Wonder Woman. What does Wonder Woman gain by a relationship with a brooding psychopath?
I'm glad you asked that, Mr. Speaker, because I was hoping to take the floor again. I think that was something I just mentioned, that sense of trust, learning to trust, obviously Steve Trevor did that first, right? But we could, if we were making a story, we could make it that Batman's one of the first couple peoples that she learns that from, kind of like in the New 52, we see Steve Trevor early on.
Steve Trevor was the first one that taught her, dude, trust me.
But he would turn out to be a douchebag in the New 52, and then Superman really.
Steve Trevor's always been a dirtbag. What are you talking about?
I know, but in the New 52 comics, Steve Trevor, guys, first met her and they worked together, but turned out to be kind of a douchebag. And in the Superman Wonder Woman comics, we really see Wonder Woman learn to not be so, doubtful of other people and learn to trust others and be more merciful and other stuff. That Batman could play that same role where they're both struggling with trusting other people. I mean, Wonder Woman grew up hating men in her culture and humans in general. And Batman's kind of the same way because he really doubts everyone else around him, even his own friends. And I think that's something both of them learned from that relationship, and Wonder Woman especially, because that's a culture she grew up in. And Batman was just, himself, his own family. Right. He experienced that. So Wonder Woman can learn a lot from trusting other people from Batman, I believe.
All right, so I have the floor. Now, to make sure I understand your argument, so you're telling me that Wonder Woman gets that whole "we can trust men" from Batman.
Yes.
Okay.
Not
here's why that's wrong for 2 reasons.
But it can.
Here's why it's wrong for 2 reasons. Number one, that's why she works with Superman. Because if you're going by, she learns that there are positive examples of men. How much more positive can you get than Superman?
That's true.
Second off, Batman's not exactly the shining example of mankind. A la Tower of frickin' Babel. All I'm saying is that, listen, dude, you keep giving me reasons that actually Superman works. Because when you're going off of okay, so she learns that she learns to trust mankind. She gets the example of the greatest man ever to exist in DC, the one that the Justice League takes all their cues from.
Oh, yeah?
In fact, in Action Comics 1000, once again, Wonder Woman literally says, "We probably wouldn't be here if it weren't for you, Clark."
Oh, yeah. So
my point is, you keep bringing up points that it's okay, that's why she works with Superman instead of Batman.
But it could work for Batman.
You trust man. Let me put it this way. Did Batman tell Wonder Woman that he had plans to defeat her, actually kill her, if he went off of the plans?
I know that, but the thing is, Superman and Wonder Woman are both capable of killing anyone else in the Justice League if they really wanted to, okay?
But they wouldn't. In the normal DC universe, they wouldn't. That's the thing.
And Batman wouldn't either, unless
yes, he would. Batman does not make those plans unless he has a plan to use them.
Unless it's in case someone turns evil, which we saw Superman did turn evil every now and then.
Or in case he senses Superman trying to go for Wonder Woman.
That's not the thing. Is Batman isn't like superficial like that, I think.
This is the key point here why WonderBat does not work. You ready?
Okay, fine.
One of the central tenets of Wonder Woman is truth. The lasso of truth. Her creator was one of the inventors of the lie detector. So obviously, truth is very important. Batman lies to everyone all the time. Now, here's the thing. I can understand if it's okay, once in a while, if he lies to protect her and everything like that. Let's not forget, Bruce Wayne's whole life is a lie.
Right.
His whole life. Because he's trying to play it off he could be he could live a life as Bruce Wayne and Batman. No, it's really Batman. And this was one of the best parts of Christopher Nolan's trilogy, is that he touched on that with Batman's girlfriend saying, no, listen, here's the thing. We can't ever be together unless you're not Batman, because ultimately you will always be Batman.
Right.
So my point is that is the key point. I get the whole opposites attracting, but when it's an opposite on something that is fundamental to that character, that is one of the most important points. That's one of the most important considerations to her. That's one of her key tenets, truthfulness. That will not work. I could see it lasting for maybe about until an issue, until she discovers the contingency plans.
Listen, I think that's a fair point. That is a good point. But I think it's okay that it starts that way. I think Batman has the capability of changing. And we've seen that before. We've seen that before in Zack Snyder's Justice League, where we see him stop trying to kill everyone like Superman. And it's okay that it's an Elseworlds. It's still a world. And we see him learn to trust other people, be more hopeful, caring for his fellow teammates, and, being that support there, not having to lie to them about everything. Like, he learns those lessons. And even in the Justice League animated series, like other things that a lot of people are familiar with, we see him, he has the capability of changing who he is for other people around him. And I think that's something that Wonder Woman, who is the embodiment of truth, might be the person to teach him that lesson that he needs to go through in life. And I think that's why they fit so well together.
The only one to successfully teach him some remote lesson close that they don't have to always be Batman was Catwoman. Because she taught. Well, here's why Catwoman works more, okay? Because she fits more. Because look at Catwoman, look at Batman. He fights crime. She's a criminal. Now, here's the point with that, is that when Batman gets to know her, he sees that she's like really desperate and stuff. She's ultimately not a bad person. And ultimately she teaches him that there is gray in the world. Here's the thing about Batman. He exists relatively in the gray. I know that he's kind of black and white when it comes to killing people in all the universes except for the movies, and oftentimes in the comics, because he does kill. I'm going to tell you that right now. Wonder Woman is like straight up, like, you either are truthful to me or you're lying to me. I go back to the truth thing, because, like, put it this way, this is very like, it's either this way or that way. You're either truthful all the time or you're a liar and I can't trust you. That is very fun. If it weren't for the lasso of truth thing, I could see a little more why the WonderBat thing works, but it's because of that truth thing. And then one more argument I wanted to bring up. I saw someone on our Instagram brought up about how, well, I want to see the effect it would have on Gotham, Batman being with Wonder Woman, how it would improve Gotham. And I'm like, here's why it doesn't work. Superman and Wonder Woman were dating for 5 years. That didn't improve Metropolis.
Yeah.
You have a test case of them trying this. And first off, Superman's been going back to my previous argument, Superman's been best friends with Batman. And not once. And another thing, here's ultimately the key thing. People think that if Wonder Woman is dating Batman, she's going to be hanging out in Gotham City all the time like Catwoman is. No, that's not going to happen. Catwoman's there because she's based out of Gotham.
Yeah, but I thought Metropolis and Gotham were just across the harbor from each other, Jared.
Okay, yeah, they haven't. Here's the thing: DC has kind of gone back and forth from that. It was only in like the Snyderverse, as far as I know, that it was like they're that close to each other.
Wait, you know something else I just realized, like a side tangent. If in the movie universe, Metropolis is here and Gotham is like on the other side of the harbor, and Superman has been, saving the day for the last, 2 or 3 years now in Metropolis, at least, right? Why hasn't he been also protecting Gotham if it's right there? If they're all that crime that happens in Gotham, why does he just like, not my problem, it's in the other city?
Because here's why. Because Superman assumed that the cops were doing their job. Remember, it was only after news that like there was a bad guy branding people that he decided, okay, I got to get intervene. You know, Superman started intervening as Clark Kent first. He didn't show up there in the blue cape and saying, "This is my place now. Look at me.
Yeah.
Look at me. I'm the Batman now."
Right. He didn't say that.
That's my point. That is a good point, though. It's kind of funny. You see in the nightmare scene in BVS when Batman comes out of that bunker, he's looking across the bay at Metropolis.
Yeah.
All right, so back to our debate.
Okay.
That's my point there.
I think I'm ready to make my closing arguments. There's not much else for me to say, but I think I implore the hearts of the masses that from the evidence I presented and the concepts that I've discussed, that Wonder Woman and Batman have the potential for a relationship together. And I think it'd be really cool to explore that character in, development in a comic or a TV show or a movie, just seeing them. Because I think they're opposites but they have a lot to learn from each other, and they have some similarities as well. And it's a fun ship to do together because they're just really unique characters. And I think that they have a lot of merit to them, despite the things that Jared's stated. They have a lot of merit to them, like Superman and Wonder Woman.
Literally, I could take that entire sentence, take Batman out and replace it with Superman.
That's fine.
Nothing you have mentioned today can't not also apply to Superman.
That's fine, but we're not here to discuss Superman. We've done that already. And
no, I know that, but you're really making a SuperWonder argument then.
It's okay because it works for other people. I'm not trying to say that it works better than Superman and Wonder Woman. I'm just saying that it could work. And I think that's something that people out there can appreciate.
My closing argument is that if they do an Elseworlds comic where they do that, fine, because then here's the thing about Elseworlds. Here's why I've always maintained, even on the debate episode, that Elseworlds would be fine. Because then you can change the characters to better fit. So you can change it so they're not so like hardcore opposed.
Right.
100%. If they announced a WonderBat Elseworlds book to explore that relationship, I'd read that. I'd probably put on my shelf.
No, we're not coming for an Elseworlds story. We're coming for everything. We're talking main continuity.
That's not going to work.
Batman, Wonder Woman storyline.
And Batman have told you that ain't happening. Case in point, I actually have a piece of evidence that I want to bring up real quick, actually.
Okay, fine. We'll see.
That's right. Jared brought evidence.
I told you my sources already, dude. But I think it's a good point because Batman's so popular in
my first source is actually the clip that you brought up because for Justice League Unlimited, because Batman laid out all the reasons why that doesn't work.
Oh, really?
And then my second one was from that World's Finest comic. I'm trying to find the exact image on here because
I think
the way DC handled this comic very poorly because so what happened is that one issue ends and they're leaning into each other like they're gonna kiss. The next issue, the first words is Batman saying no. Hang on, I'm trying to find that panel.
You find that. I'm not gonna make another point. I'm just gonna say something funny that while you're searching for it is that I think it'd be really difficult for them to make Batman and Wonder Woman a thing in the comics because Batman comic books sell really well. That'd be hard to make him have a whole storyline where he becomes more hopeful and everything when he's supposed to be that dark figure that sells comic books.
Ultimately, that too is that if you were to put a Batman with Wonder Woman, you would have to change him in a way that it takes away what makes Batman such a great character. That is the ultimate issue. Because here's the thing: with Superman, you don't have to change anything about Superman.
Right.
With Batman, here's the thing: if you change Batman, he ceases to become that popular character. Part of why people like Batman is because he's that tortured soul he's a tragic figure. He can't be with anyone because really he's in love with Batman.
I think Batman deserves a chance. Everyone leave in the comment if you think Batman deserves a chance at love, unlike Jared thinks he.
No, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve a chance at love. That happened in Catwoman.
Catwoman's evil.
No, she's not.
She keeps stealing stuff and has a cat fetish.
Okay, So
She's
anyway,
a
I'm trying
furry,
to
isn't
find
she?
that
I
comic.
think she's like she dresses up in the cat costume.
The
I mean,
Brave and the
if that's what
Bold.
she's into, that's okay. But I'm just saying. Well, I guess Batman dressed up as a bat, so I guess he's also kind of like that.
Yeah. So just like a bat.
Just like a bat.
I dig it.
dig it.
I really wish that was a Snyder line because that was one of the few Whedon lines that was like, okay, I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm trying to find this panel because it literally is. They're leaning into kiss because they're having like this emotional moment or something like that. And actually, enough time has passed that they think that Catwoman and Steve Trevor are dead because they were in this alternate dimension for like a really long time. They did a similar story with Superman, but it happened the same, and the same result happened in the Superman comic. Batman ultimately really says, "I'll always love Selena."
Really?
Yeah. So really, here's the thing. Yeah, 100%. It's an interesting concept to deal with, but here's the thing. You would have to fundamentally change either character for it to work. And if you fundamentally change either character, they cease to become their characters.
Right.
You would have to change too much. If it were like a few things, then yeah, I could see that. But ultimately, you would have to invent a new character for Wonder Woman to be or Batman to be in order for it to work well. The thing about the Snyderverse, the reason why that's why Elseworlds work, because you can do that. And it not like fundamentally change comics. Because let me put it this way: DC will not change the main universe Batman, because the main universe Batman is the reason why DC can keep the lights on.
Right. Yeah.
They are not going to change with their cash cow.
Listen, guys, I think I've brought a lot of fun evidence to the table why these characters really work together. They have history in, not in the comics, but in, other media where we see them together. We see that some positive outcomes of their relationship. And I think it's just really fun to do something different, like the dark and the light together. And I think that that's something people can get behind and ship also. And I'm going to be, through this episode, I've really learned to appreciate the WonderBat ship even more. And I'm actually more of a WonderBat shipper before we started the podcast episode.
You're
now
really on thin ice right now.
I'm doubling down on this.
My mouse is hovering over the
hashtag.
kick from call button.
We're doing we're going to get the hashtags trending. We're going to try to push Warner Brothers to do a comic run for them or some sort of something with them, because, they shut down Wonder Woman and Superman recently, so they could try that.
That's another thing. Here's the thing, and this is coming from a SuperWonder fan. Why the WonderBat thing won't work? Because DC will not change the couples. Let me put it this way: DC will not change the classic couples, because when they did that with Superman and Wonder Woman, the classic fans freaked out, and then they went right back to normal. And this goes back to this issue I repeatedly mentioned that I have oftentimes with comic book fandom, is that they claim that they want change, and then when the change happens, they complain that they complain that the comic book companies change things.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Let me put it this way: it probably won't happen. Let me put it this way: it's just more likely that it would happen with SuperWonder, because there's still the similar characters. With WonderBat, it's significantly less likely. Where is this panel? Because there was this one comic.
I found it.
Oh, you did?
I'll share it for you. I'll share it onto the screen. Let me
Let's
just
see if that's the one. It's like the Brave and the Bold comic or something. Yeah, that's it. Okay. I believe that's the part. Okay, scroll down. Yes, yeah, that's the way this works. So
Diana, Bruce,
let's
bring them
scroll
back now.
Scroll up. Literally, the previous issue of this series ends with them leaning into each other. So people think, well, they're going to do it finally. Then this issue opens up with them almost leaning in, and then Batman saying, "We can't."
They've been trapped here for like 10 years or something, it says.
Yeah. Scroll down.
But bring them back.
He says, "We can't. No, we can't. Ever.
Right.
Wait. I was wrong about this. It's not Batman that says we can't ever do this. It's Wonder Woman.
Wow.
Even Wonder Woman is like, we can't do this.
He says it too.
No, he said we can't. But Wonder Woman adds the ever thing.
Right. Yeah. They both say it, and they both laugh.
They both acknowledge it, because let me put it this way. I will say this, lad. you can go ahead and share the screen now. That's my thing. That's
Yeah.
my. See, once again, and my only annoyance of using this this panel as evidence is that then I have to see Wonder Woman, Professor Love to Steve Trevor, but that's how much I'm passionate about this subject. I'm willing to endure that emotional pain. Both of us will endure that pain, okay?
Yeah.
Anyway, I will say, so my favorite, I do enjoy in JL and JLU when they have that flirty relationship, because I'm fine with them having a flirty relationship. That's part of the fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm totally fine with that. In fact, Superman and Wonder Woman had that before they were a couple. I'm totally fine with the flirting relationship.
It's not just a passing thing. It's like it's not supposed to be just flirty. It's supposed to be like a building up to something special, building up to something
Also,
important.
it's kind of funny. Have you noticed how it's just Wonder Woman doing the flirting?
That's just like a funny part. How like it's Wonder Woman kind of.
Yeah, that's the funny. Can you agree with me that
Yeah.
is kind of odd, right? That's just Batman's like, no, stop it.
I think
no.
I would want it to be that way though, because that is a really good character development.
That's the realistic way for it to happen.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the closest thing we got, kind of, which you can explain it like he was concerned for the teammate, is when they were fighting Gorilla Grodd and that like building collapsed on her and he's digging her out of the rubble, but she's like right next to him.
Yeah.
That was the closest thing we ever got to Batman showing any emotional attachment to her. But here's the thing: he probably would have reacted that way for any Justice League members. So you could always explain that as he's concerned for a teammate.
All right.
Okay. Let me this way, lad.
Let's do closing arguments. I think
You made
we've
some
made our
legitimate
point.
arguments. I'm not saying you didn't really have an argument.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they were easily refutable. But my point
I think
is,
they weren't.
But my point is that, dude, I can see why you believe the way you are, even if it's so inconceivable to me. And you know what? And I said this on the news episode yesterday. Like what you like, I could care less. This is my problem, because here's the thing: there's too much of the "you're not a real DC fan if you don't like this, if you don't like this, you're not a real DC fan if you don't like James Gunn's Peacemaker, or if you don't like Zack Snyder's Justice League." Stop it. We can all like what we like. You like WonderBat, that's fine, even though I can't stand it. But look at it this way: you're a little more congenial, because at least you're gonna admit that the SuperWonder comic series was great.
Yeah, it was a good series.
That's partly why I covered it, but let me put it this way. I promise you that if DC ever does a WonderBat storyline, or if I find a storyline where they end up together, or if there's a storyline where they end up together, guess what? I will put it in my, we will cover it. By the way,
yeah.
I do want to mention this, and it's the last thing I'll mention. In Blackest Night, so in that storyline, Wonder Woman becomes a Black Lantern, because it's like really any character that has died becomes a Black Lantern. So she has sort of a hallucination brought on by the Greek goddess. It's like a dream showing that she could overcome the influence of the Black Lantern ring. And then it shows like her heart's desire, Batman, and then she kisses Batman. So they did kind of hint pre-New 52 that she had feelings for Batman.
Right.
So I'm not here's the thing. Ultimately, I'm saying I'm not disputing that Wonder Woman has never had feelings for Batman. I'm saying that Batman will not do it.
Right.
Which I think even your evidence points to that fact. It's ultimately Batman will not do it. Wonder Woman, I could see Wonder Woman giving a shot. The problem is that only half of the parties are willing.
We will see. I think I
That's the
brought some
problem.
great evidence to the table that I think people will be. Maybe I will convince some people that it's a thing to consider. And I think I've made my points for the jury. So let's let you guys decide in the comment section and on Instagram. We're going to be posting, what ship we're going to bring up the ship again and see who do you ship. Leave in the comments, WonderBat or SuperWonder. Leave it in the comments below.
Or honestly, if there's any other DC character that you think Wonder Woman would be good with, I saw Wonder Woman and Hal Jordan.
That'd be kind of cool.
Actually, that's more realistic than SuperWonder. Than WonderBat.
Who else would you want to ship Batman with, or Superman with, or Wonder Woman with? Let us know any of the characters. Who do you think would be? Give us some cool reasons why you think it'd be a fun character to ship.
Now, quick question, lad: would you date Wonder Woman if she came up knowing the danger that comes with dating a superhero? would you date Wonder Woman? She came up to you and said, "Lad, Lad, I have feelings for you and I want to date you." Would you say yes to Wonder Woman?
I think that there's more to it than there has to be a lot to be considered before you take an important step like that. I don't think you can just go for it.
With me, I'd be
Anyway,
like, "Hell yeah, let's do it."
No, I couldn't
You're
do that to my
dating an
boy,
immortal
Batman.
Amazon.
I
You're
couldn't.
dating. I'm sorry. Go on.
I couldn't do that to Batman. You know.
No, this is a universe where only Wonder Woman exists. She's the only superhero.
No, it would be you can't insert yourself in this story. That's a self-insert. That's a Wattpad. You can't do that, Jared.
Yeah, I can. I would so date Wonder Woman. You kidding me?
Wow.
He could teach me how to swing a sword.
Jared ships himself with Wonder Woman, everyone.
It's okay to admit that you would date a DC character. I could see you with Harley Quinn. I'm only kidding.
No, she's a psychopath. Okay.
Well, put it this way, you want to pair a psychopath with Wonder Woman.
On that note, I think we're a good place to leave it off, everyone. We'll leave that question of mystery at the end. In the end, let's let us know in the comments. Let us know on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know in the comments. Let us know on social media what you thought of today's episode. See the format, our quality has improved over the last couple episodes. Just let us know. Let us know some ideas of topics to cover, because this is something that Jared and I came up with, but we're open to suggestions.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you give us a topic, that will be the next episode. So we're very responsive. And yeah, once again, I allow free speech on this platform if there's any shipping that you want. Also, here's another good thing. And our last question of the night. Who would you ship Wonder Woman with in the Marvel universe?
Oh, man.
I could see her either with Thor or Captain America.
Yeah. Who would be a good...
Dude, no. Hyperion.
Right. Yeah, of course. Like, off the top of my head, just like someone like... I don't think Cap is not the right person for, even though they are very similar. They have different personalities. I feel like they just...
No, they don't. Cap is basically Marvel's Superman besides Hyperion.
I think Wonder Woman's a little bit more fun and exciting than Cap is a bit stern sometimes. I feel like that's
okay. That's a good point.
That they have a lot of the same, personality, heroic and hero and everything. But like, I think it would just need to be someone a little bit more fun loving. So maybe it could be Thor. Like it could go together. But
I could see, I could see them in like a mead hall after a battle going another.
Yeah. Something like that, but that's what I'll think. Go on.
I think that'd be great. I'd probably see it with Thor. They could have they could have a contest to see who can lift the hammer.
Yeah,
because she canonically can, as in the case of Marvel versus DC.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, quick thing. Okay, this is one news story that I got and literally thought of right now. They are reprinting. So in honor of George Perez, because Perez was the comic book artist that drew like Press on Infinite Earths, the Marvel DC crossover Avengers versus JLA, and I think the other one. So they're reprinting Avengers versus JLA. Marvel and DC came together to reprint Avengers versus JLA.
They reprinted that recently.
They're going to reprint it in March.
Oh, wow. That's actually a big deal.
Yes, and it will be on my shelf. That is a big deal because that is a really hard book to find for a decent price.
Yeah.
$30, dude.
I guess we'll just have to, keep an eye out for that and see how it goes. But yeah, so let us know how we did. We'll bring up other people onto the podcast and see what their thoughts are. We had Mitch talking Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman triangle, and maybe we'll get Tyler on because I was chatting with Tyler. Tyler was saying stuff here about like Batman and Wonder Woman. And Tyler, our good friend Tyler, he's a Wonder Woman and Superman shipper, but he likes to joke about Batman because he likes to
even Raph from last episode was actually disputing the whole WonderBat thing when you brought it up, lad.
Yeah.
Because Raph admits that it just wouldn't work. But anyway, so I think that's a good place to leave it.
And Tyler, if you're watching this in editing, I'm telling you that, let us know your thoughts also, and maybe you can jump on sometime.
And Tyler,
because we're doing the episode live right now, and just definitely, Wonder Woman and Batman or Wonder Woman and Superman? Let us know.
And Tyler, remember, your answer to this also has an impact on your employment. Remember that. I control your paycheck, brother.
Yep.
But anyway,
Alrighty, guys.
I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. This was actually a fun one. I enjoyed this one.
Yeah.
We'll do, you know what? In a future episode, let me do one for SuperWonder.
Yeah, we'll retouch this. We're refining our arguments, and yeah, we'll do that. Definitely.
All right. So in the future, in the near future, we'll do one for Superman, SuperWonder. But anyway, to give you a hint on what next episode's going to be, think about it this way. It's not Marvel or DC. It's a property that Lad is very into. And let me put it this way. I have said that he knows just as much about this property as I know about DC Comics. It starts with a B. That's all I'm gonna say.
How much should we hint towards what we're gonna be doing, Jared?
Yeah.
How
Lad
much?
is
How much
holding.
do you...
For those of you on audio, Lad is holding the only visual cue you're gonna get.
That's right. You have to go into the line.
I love how you just lifted that up like casually. I was like,
Yeah.
Ooh.
Alrighty, guys. Thanks.
Hope
for
you guys
watching.
enjoyed this episode. We will see you guys next week for Under Two Capes. And Lad, always a pleasure. Thank you for not giving me a brain aneurysm.
Yeah, no, definitely. Have fun, everyone.
All right, and stay at work, everyone. Bye-bye.